Futures are off a bit as data shows that Europe might be sliding back into a recession. Chinese factory activity shrank for the fourth consecutive month as exports dropped again. Can the market continue to ride this accelerated uptrend? I'm Taylor Schrontz, and the morning call starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. So yesterday, everyone put on the Dow 13,000 hats. We almost hit 1370 in the S&P. And sometimes when you reach psychological levels, it brings out sellers. Sometimes first time you get to big time areas, you know what, you don't just bust through. So it's not that big of a deal that we didn't get above 13,000 and stay above 13,000. What will be important is how we react the next few days. Do we continue to stay in this accelerated uptrend? Do we continue to hold the 10-day moving average? Do we continue to absorb news out of Europe and out of China and out of all these corporate earnings the way we have over the course of the past few weeks? So if you look at the chart of the Dow Jones, which I'll put up here, you will see that this range and this whole trend is intact. Here's the low, here's your higher low, here is your more short-term or actually longer-term trend that hasn't been tested during the whole time. So saying we could even pull back to here and this bull tape is still intact. Here's your accelerated uptrend that we've been tracking ever since the December 20th gap and go. So yesterday pausing at 13,000, not that big of a deal. If we start to close below the 10-day moving average or even below this uptrend that we've been tracking, perhaps we do finally get that retracement that everyone's looking for, but I do think that will be buyable. As far as the S&P, we touched 1370, which was last year's high. We brought in some sellers there also. I think if we could stay above 1353, 1355, the recent highs, or even the 10-day at 1351, that's what I'm going to be looking at. So in earnings, Dell came out with a lukewarm report. If you look at the chart here, Dell, you will see the type of move that Dell has had. So for me as a trader, I'm going to be looking to see if 17 could hold in the morning or the 1650. If you didn't take stock into earnings, after seeing a huge move like this, perhaps look to see if this 1650, 17 will hold. What I want to see is I want to see how tech reacts to Dell. I've been watching IBM. IBM is still tight. I know they're two different animals, but psychologically, everyone always puts them in the same category sometimes. If you look here at IBM, you will see that this chart is still nice and tight. I'm still long some. It hasn't been able to get above this 194, 195 for an additional move, but we'll wait and see. Obviously, it's not in Apple. And to me, Apple was very impressive yesterday. I thought that it would need a little bit more time to absorb what was a big outside day last week. But if you look at the chart here of Apple, Apple still acts really, really well. Here you go. Here's that range. It busted through some resistance. The next level up here is 526. With a bit more time, it looks like this will be in new highs. Now, we've been focusing on some of the financials. Yesterday, Goldman Sachs couldn't get through that 117, 117.50, so the momentum wasn't there. But this morning, there was a positive note on the investment banks, so I'm going to watch this Goldman Sachs again to see if it could potentially break out and get above this 117, 117.50. So we'll take a look then. So what I want to do is make sure the composure stays intact. In the long-form version of the morning call, Stephanie Link's going to be in here. We're going to go over stocks that she likes, stocks that she wants to add to, stocks she wants to manage. So make sure to tune in later for a more in-depth call where we'll give you the X's and O's, how to approach this market. Scott Redler, T3 Live, the Morning Call Express. See you at the long form.
Hi, I'm Sean Hendelman, CEO of T3 Live, where we train, coach, and mentor traders in order to help you put your money to work with confidence. The T3 Live approach is a blueprint for you to recognize, adapt, and ultimately take advantage of different market conditions. To begin your training with T3 Live, we would like to offer you the opportunity to enroll in our free 30-day online home study course. Fill in your name and email address, and I'll see you on the other side.